Yo, what's good? It's chaosfiji. So I'm talking about semen retention today again. I made a video on this back in the days, but I'm gonna talk about it a little bit more now. You know, I've done this semen retention shit for over a year, and when I was doing the semen retention shit, it was no sexual contact with any females. It was no intimacy at all, no love, no connection, no anything. Semen retention, no fab, no porn, nothing, none of that, nothing. I took that all out of my life for a whole year, thinking that I was doing something positive, because look, in a sense I was, but doing it in that sense is way too drastic, and that's probably why I'm making this video right now, because learning from my experience, I just wanted to talk about it, because there's a lot of shit going on. The shit's actually becoming viral now. Like, not viral, but like the shit's like gains traction. Like, motherfuckers searching up semen retention on YouTube trying to figure it out, you know, because it almost seems like the fucking magical super missing thing that all men are missing, you know, which it is true, but it's true to an extent. You know, I fucked up by cutting all types of intimacy and any connection out. I cut it all out because that's what I kind of like. I was like, well, fuck it, you know, like, fuck all that then, you know, I'll just focus on my money, I'll focus on my purpose, I'll focus on what I'm doing and what I'm creating in the life, you know, because that's what I was doing, a lot of sexual transmutation, where you're actually using that sexual energy and putting it and directing it into the things that you want to create into this world, and that's what I was doing, you know, and I was successful in that. But 111 on the clock, I was successful in that, but you know, it did come to a point where it's like, dude, like, after like especially a whole year of doing this, and when I told my friend about this, he's like, dude, you really didn't beat your dick, you didn't watch porn, you weren't dating girls, you weren't even talking to girls, texting girls, nothing, like, for a whole year, dude. Like, you know, I lost a lot of weight, my body got on point. I'm getting a little fatter now because, you know, I'm not as strict on me right now, but when it comes down to this shit, the semen retention, yes, it does have its benefits. Yeah, they say you're more attractive. Yes, you boost testosterone. I believe a lot of that shit is true, you know, from personal experience and me actually doing it for that whole long of a time. It's true, you know. I could go deeper into like why I believe the benefits are true, but I'm pretty much talking about like, should you do semen retention? And that's pretty much my video subject right now, is because should people do it, you know? And I'm gonna explain my experience. Like, yes, like, I did seem more attractive to the opposite sex, and that could have just been a boost of testosterone, you know. It was easier to work out. It was I had more energy. I would direct my energy into things that I wanted to do instead of just, you know, masturbating or giving all my energy to females or trying to chase females and shit. But that's where I fucked up, is because I completely cut all that shit out. Because if I was like, okay, I'm not gonna chase these hoes, and I'm not gonna go try to chase a nut and get laid all the time, you know what I mean? So, you know, I thought I was doing something right, but when it comes down to the whole chakra system, and that's getting more deeper in the actual, you know, metaphysics, and so when it comes down to that, you actually build blockages. And I've noticed that I built, at first I had a very strong, like, healthy heart chakra, and that's what it seemed like. It seemed like my chakras were getting healthier. But the more that I would deny that aspect, the sexual side of life, of humanity, and the more I would deny that and the intimate side of life, and then it got to a point where one little thing triggered fucking, I guess I could say a heartbreak, but it triggered me to, it caused a blockage in my heart chakra. Ever since then, it kind of feels like the energy's stuck and doesn't flow through my heart chakra properly. You know, I've been working on it every day and trying to come up with the root reason why. I know why, because it just popped up in my head of what happened. But, you know, I'm still working on releasing that and actually letting that energy be able to flow through my heart chakra again. But that's what I realized, is cutting that shit out literally puts blockages on your chakra system. And when you put a blockage in your chakra system, you're damaging your ego. Because your ego, and I know when people get into spiritual shit, they think, you know, the ego is a bad guy, you know, but it's necessary to live in this fucking realm of reality. So, you know, it is what it is. You know, you don't have to live and believe that you're your ego, but you do need to utilize it, you know. So when you have a blockage in your sacral chakra, like let's say for example, I would be saying, nah, fuck that bitch, I'll be turning down females left to right, bro. I would try not to fuck with them. Like I would be like, ugh, get away, like not ill, like on like ill, but I'm like just nah, get away, I'm straight off that, you know what I mean? Like, nah, I'm on this right here, I'm on my money shit right now, I'm on my business, or I'm this and that, boom boom boom, you know. I was blocking that out, creating a blockage. Literally, I was creating my own blockage from saying no, not letting that shit express in a healthy way. Now they say don't masturbate, don't beat your meat, because you're literally giving your energy, especially when you bust, you're literally giving your energy to that computer screen. And if you technically want to go deeper than that, you're visually looking at whoever's on the screen, so you're giving your energy to that person. Everything's connected through the subconscious mind. Everybody's connected through that. Well, the deeper realms, but that's how it enters, is the subconscious mind. So you're pretty much giving that energy to it, and that you're visually looking at them, giving your energy and your life force to them. So, you know, that's one of the negative spots about watching porn, but it's not necessarily a negative thing. That's why you can masturbate. Don't bust your nut though, you know. And I know that kind of sounds stupid, but that's what it comes down to. Is there's a lot of things, it's called Kegel exercises, where you can actually learn how to hold your ejaculation in, and there's actual possible to orgasm without ejaculating. And I did it once in my life. I did it once, dude. And this is weird, and the experience might be different. I can't find people who actually talk about doing this. I didn't do that much research on it, but I'm just coming from personal experience. It kind of felt like I busted, but I didn't bust. Like, it felt like a reverse bust. Like, it felt like I bust back inside of me, but I ain't bust nothing out. I know it kind of sounds weird, but after I did that, I felt like, you know, like I felt like it was over, you know, like not depleted. My energy wasn't depleted. My life force wasn't gone, but I felt like, you know, like I just had sex and it was done like I normally had sex, but nothing came out, and it felt like it was like reversed in. Like, that's the best way I could explain it. It was weird, dude. And pretty much I achieved this from doing the Kegel exercises. And what I would do, there's a book actually, let me recommend it, might as well recommend it. But the Kegel exercise is simple, you know. It's pretty much when you pee and you hold your stream of pee, you flex that PC muscle. When you hold that stream, that's your PC muscle flexing. And when you're flexing that, you're pretty much building that up, and that's a muscle. So you exercise that and flex that on a regular daily basis. You can do sets of 100 or sets of 10 and do 100, you know what I mean? Like, so 10 to 100, if you know what I mean. Yeah, but pretty much what I would do 100 when I go to the gym and I work out. I would do 100 in the middle of my other sets. Like, I'll be working my biceps, and then I'll go do 100 of those, and then I'll go work on my triceps, and then I'll do 100 Kegel muscle exercises, like flex my PC muscle. Sometimes I would hold it for 10 seconds. Sometimes I would just do it quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 100. When I did it quick, it would just be 100, or I'll just hold it for 10 seconds 10 times, you know. So I got the PDF in my books right here. I got a PDF for it because I just didn't buy the book, you know. Sorry, dude, I didn't buy it. It's whatever. Damn. Alright, let me scroll to the beginning. It's a short book too, only 19. Kegel Exercises for Men. Complete guide to prevent erectile dysfunction, urinary incontinence, and premature ejaculation, and improve sexual performance, by Vincent Caleb. So pretty much that's it. You know, I'm not gonna go all the way because, you know, I don't think it really matters that much. But you know, just Vincent Caleb, Kegel Exercises, but you can really just Google Kegel Exercises. I just stumbled upon this book and was like, fuck it, download it. Whatever. I just stumbled upon the PDF. So pretty much when it comes down to this, and pretty much what I'm talking about is keep a healthy way to express your sexuality and a healthy way to express your intimacy and your compassion and your love for another being. Like, don't let that shit fall just because you're trying to do this because it's become a thing in the self-development community, and you know what I mean? Because coming from my experience, doing it for a year that drastically, dude, like, I tell everybody to this day, I tell my homeboys when we talk about it, like, shit, like dude, like, because when it goes down to the spiritual aspect of even having sex with someone, that's an energy exchange, that's a transfer. So you don't necessarily always want to fuck with females who have fucked up energy or they have things they're not working on. If someone hasn't done the shadow work and done the inner work to actually work on themselves, you know, why would you want to have intercourse with them? You're going to have that energy exchange. You're going to get there what people call demons. I don't like to call them demons. What I like to call them is just negative thought forms or negative entities or negative, pretty much negative entities and thought forms. You're going to get that on that aura, because when y'all auras collide and your sex is a ritual pretty much, and you're pretty much creating a cord of attachment with that person, and so that you guys could exchange energy freely. And when it goes deeper, I believe that you could actually send negative or positive energy through your thoughts with this cord. So once you have sexual intercourse with somebody, you got a cord attached between you and this person. So if that motherfucker don't fuck with you no more, or is thinking negatively of you or shit, that shit's pretty much getting fed to you. You know what I mean? Like, straight like that, because you created that cord with that person. So if you're having sex with someone who only wants to fuck you because you're money, it's gonna be easier for them to drain the money from you. You know what I mean? And that's what they say, like succubuses and shit. Well, like shit, you know, like you know, like if a motherfucker wants, that's why it's like, bro, like I love sex and I love the female body, like I love the feminine energy, but you know, I'm not out here trying to fuck everything anymore. You know, when I was younger, yeah, like, you know, of course we wanted to fuck. I didn't know this deep into the knowledge and the science of shit. So, but nowadays it's just like, yo, if you're not my girl, I don't want to fuck with you. And it's even hard for someone to even be my girl, you know what I mean? Because like a lot of people just ain't into the actual work that I do, you know. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, I'm not saying I'm the best or whatever the fuck, but you know, like I do a lot of work to keep myself clean, pure, and these negative thought forms, and I have some of my own too that I'm working on still. So it's just like, it goes both ways. Why would I want to give that to somebody if I'm not fully, you know, like fully in a good headspace? But usually I have these problems now. I created them from not expressing my sexuality and not expressing my compassion and being intimate with other people and building relationships with other people. So it almost cut off all that shit, like cut off, and I built blockages in my chakra system. And when that shit affects your ego, that's when you start to feel like, oh, you're not worthy of sex, or oh, you're not good at it, or no, I can't do that, or you know. And that's what a lot of religion does. They fuck up your chakras because you feel like you can't express that, because they say, oh, lust is a sin, is it? But I don't necessarily think it's a sin, you know. Lust has its place even in a loving, intimate relationship, you know. You can still lust for that person, you know. That's just like sexual passion in my eyes, you know. People might see it differently, but the difference is, when you actually have intercourse with them, you actually do it from a loving spot. You're not doing it from a egotistical spot or a negative vibration, I guess I could say, because when you're actually exchanging that energy, you're exchanging love energy at that point. Yeah, I always gotta make sure that shit's still recording, because it fucks up and then I go on a fucking whole rant and I didn't even record it. So pretty much when you're creating this cord of attachment with somebody, you're pretty much doing a ritual with them. You know, it's like I'm not gonna go deep into that, you know, because this ain't all about sex. I might need to make a part 2 of that, of the sex and spirituality video I did. But when it comes down to these blockages that I created in myself, now I have more work to do, you know. Now I need to open myself up to be able to be intimate again, you know. Like, I need to open myself up to actually be able to express that side of myself, you know. And I'm just now starting to be able to do that again, you know. So after working on myself and actually realizing it and being like, okay, this is, my ego's fucking a little bitch right here, so I need to fix this in my ego so that I'll be able to fully express that energy. And so pretty much what I'm saying is, should you do semen retention? I think yes. I think people should do it. It's part of my lifestyle every day. But what I realize is, when you're doing semen retention, let's say you don't have to go on a goddamn fucking 100-day streak just so you could put on the YouTube comments, dude, I went 100 days. Y'all niggas ain't shit. You know, you don't gotta do it like that, bro. Like, literally what I realize is you could go a week or two holding your fucking semen, and when you do eventually bust, like let's say you actually bust, you can have sex like 3 times that week, but don't bust. Or even if you're just masturbating or some shit, just don't bust, you know what I mean? And then one time, like 2 weeks later, you could let yourself bust type shit, and you don't feel as drained energetically. You still feel like you have a strong life force. You still feel like your aura is strong. This is coming from experience. This is because I know. This is because I've done it, you know? So I'm not saying anything just because it sounds good on, you know, like a lot of those semen retention videos sound like, brother. It just sounds like, you know, like, oh, you're going to do this like this. You're going to get superpowers. Your kundalini's going to rise to your crown chakra, and you're going to ascend to the 5th dimension. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, okay. But what I've learned is sex is okay. It's part of spirituality. It's part of anything we do as a human, you know. It's part of this creation. It is creating in itself. It's how humans create, you know. So I would say, when you do bust, you know, do it. You know, I'm into the magic shit, so, you know, like, you know, I could fucking use it as a way to, you know, manifest, which I would suggest too. But I'm saying, learn how to do your Kegel exercises. Learn how to do semen retention while still keeping a healthy relationship, and a sexual relationship, and an intimate relationship with another being. Because don't just knock it out. I think there's a whole movement called NGTOW or some shit. Men go their own way. Yeah. Fuck that, dude. Like, what are you talking about? Like, okay, you're really just gonna say fuck the feminine energy? That's just like male feminist. That's like meninist, masculinist. That's masculinist. God damn, that sounds weird. Masculist. Whatever. That, you know what I mean? Like, that's like saying, oh no, fuck them. Nah, fuck that. We all need it. Like, both energies are necessary. Sex is necessary in this human fucking experience, dude. Like, in a spiritual way and in a physical way, you know. Don't always just treat it as something physical, like, oh, this is for me to bust a nut, this is for me to bust a nut. Nah, I mean, but at the same time, do whatever you want to do. You know, I'm not here to tell anybody how to live their life, but I'm saying from my personal experience, and if you're getting into the semen retention shit and you want to start like practicing it yourself, do it, dude. You're gonna feel better. You're gonna break the habits and the cycles of watching porn and always jacking off and wanting to always be doing that, you know what I mean? You're gonna be able to put your energy more towards things that actually gonna benefit you in the future, you know? Imagine you building wealth just as much as yours over there being your dick, you know? So, but I'm saying, even if you don't got a girl, you don't necessarily have to cut it all off, you know? Break the habits, break the addictions to them, but gain control of that. Gain control of your mind and those thought forms that make you want to go do it all the time. Once you get control of that addiction and stuff, you can do it freely. That's how I feel about it. You can do it freely, you know what I mean? Don't buzz to it, though. Don't buzz to it. If you're gonna buzz, at least buzz with a girl. You know what I mean? At least have sex once in a while. Don't always, you know. And if you really want to get down to the spiritual thing, and you really worried about that, you can have sex and you can do hookups once in a while, even if they do have thought forms and negative energy and shit. Just make sure to go do a spiritual bath right after that. You know what I mean? Go. Like I always said, and I was kind of joking, but I'm dead ass serious in that joke. It's like, if someone wants, if a chick want to smash, we both gonna have to take a spiritual bath first. You know what I mean? And then we go do our thing. Then we do our little sex magic. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, it don't necessarily gotta be us doing magic, but you know, sex is magic. So, you know, like that's how I feel about it. It's just like, you know, like. So we're both like not fucking each other over or nothing, you know what I mean? We cleanse first and then we do the thing, you know what I mean? So like, that's how I feel about it. Like, so I don't write notes or anything. This is just coming off the dome, but pretty much it's like learn your Kegel exercises, still go on dates, still have intimate relationships and build relationships with the opposite sex. You still need that energy, whether even if it's not sex, just being around the opposite sex is feels good, both to the females and to the males. It's natural. It's just how it is, the law of gender in the Kabbalion. So these energies need each other. They balance each other, you know? It's nature. You know, so don't look at it as a negative way. Practice semen retention and do it in a way that you could express all this stuff. You could express your sexuality and flex that sacral chakra. You know, do your PC muscles, do your Kegel exercises. Learn how to have sex without busting a nut every time. Because when you do this, you'll eventually. Imagine if I'm not super good at it and I haven't practiced that much on an actual female, because like what am I gonna do, just be on Tinder trying to, you know what I mean? Like I want a girl for that, you know, that's me personally. But anybody else, if you want to go hook up, you can go try it, test it out. Or if you have friends with benefits, like, you know, fuck with her or some shit and just see if you could train yourself to not be able to bust, so you can hold that energy in. You go build your life force energy up, you know. Only bust once in a while, like once every month, twice a month, or whenever you feel, you know, whenever you feel like it's best for you and more comfortable for you. But doing it like that is way better than every single day. You can still have the pleasure and you can still get an orgasm. You can still feel good having sex and feel completed and whole and like you just had sex, but without busting that nut, without ejaculation. And you know, females might not like it, but you know, because they want to get you off, they think you ejaculating, they want to get that seed out of you, you know. But that's just nature. But yeah, that's pretty much my thing on it. Is like, should you do semen retention? Hell yeah, do that shit, bro. Feel the effects of it, see how it works in your life. I keep it as a part of my lifestyle, and I feel like it would always be a part of my lifestyle till the end of my life, just like how being vegan is, because you know, it is what it is. It's how I live now. So that's also how I live now, you know. So it's not every day. I have a homeboy that told me that I need to do that every day. He says, I masturbate 3 times a day. I watch porn all the time. I bust a nut 3 times a day. It's good for you. And I'm like, dude, no, bitch, if I'm busting 3 times a day, bitch, I wouldn't have energy to do nothing. I wouldn't want to do nothing. You know, I get so much fucking done, dude. Like, I could bust once in a week, you know, whatever. You know, that's just how I feel about it. And I wouldn't even really bust once a week. I would try to keep it like to how it is, you know, once in a while. And if I do get a girl, I'm trying to get one that's down with tantra sex and learning that and actual sex magic and shit. Because that's just different. It's more intimate, it's deeper, and it's more spiritual than just regular sex, you know what I mean? And that's kind of the shit I'm into now, because like I don't want to just fuck something and just be out, you know. I'm just not on that. I know I'll probably rap about it and joke around, you know what I mean, but yeah. So pretty much that's just what it is. That's my little thing. Should you do semen retention? I think you should. That's my experience with it. I'll probably do more videos in the future, you know, just yeah. But that's pretty much all I got for that. So one love.